Hare Krishna. सत्यानंद चिंत्य सत्येक पक्षे सर्वाध्यक्षे भक्ति रक्षादि दक्षे श्री गोविंदे विश्वसर्गादिकंदे पूर्णानंदे नित्यमास्तां मतिर्मे अज्ञान नीरधिरुपैति यया विशेषं भक्ति पराव भजति परिपोषमुच्चैः तत्त्वं परं स्फुरति दुर्गमं अप्यजश्रं सद्गुण्यभृत्स्वरचितं प्रणमामि गीतम् गौरां सुख प्रमुदत् सुख प्रमोदी स्वाभीक्यया गोस्तमो निहंत श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य सुधानिधर्मे मनोदितिष्ठन् स्वरतिं करोतु प्राचीन वाच सुविचार्य सोहम् अज्ञानोऽपि गीतामृतलेशलिप्सुः यत प्रभोरेव मदे तदत्र शन्तक्षमध्वं शरणागतस्य सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोक्ता गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वधर्मज्ञान वैराग्य साध्य भक्ति एव गोचरः नारायणः परब्रह्म गीता शास्त्रे समीरितः नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति विकास स्वामिति नामिने नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे योऽन्त प्रविश्य वाजिमां प्रसुप्तां संजीवयत् सकलशक्तिधरस्वतां अन्यां हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं पान्पस्मान् पुरुहूत वैरिबलवन् मातङ्गमाद्यद्घटा कुम्भोच्छात्र विपाटनाति कपटु प्रत्येक वज्रायिताः श्रीमत्कण्ठीरवास्य प्रदसुनकरा धारिदाराति दूर प्रद्वस्तत्वान्तः शान्त प्रवृत्तमनसा भाविता भूरिभागैः. Hare Krishna, welcome you all for this Gita Shastri second day course. So from today onwards, we'll be entering inside Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday we had an introduction session. I hope it was understandable, and we had seen the importance of Vedas, and also we have seen the importance of Bhagavad Gita in the Vedic literature, and we have seen the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, what are the different subjects matters that are discussed in Bhagavad Gita, and what is the greatness of Bhagavad Gita, and how Bhagavad Gita is made, and how it is presented by Srila Vyasadeva. So we have seen all those things. So from today onwards, we'll be entering in the first chapter. So Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. So the first chapter is called Arjuna Visada Yoga. Sainya Dharshana Yoga. Different acharyas, they give different name. So what is Arjuna Visada Yoga? Visada means distress. So they say it is Arjuna's distress yoga. How distress can be an yoga? We have seen Karma Yoga, we have Jnana Yoga, we have Bhakti Yoga, we have Dhyana Yoga. How distress can be a yoga? So if you see in Puranas, for example, we have Parikshit Maharaj. He was a devotee by his birth. He is called Garbha Shriman. He had a darshan of Lord while he was in the womb itself. So that's why he's called Garbha Shriman. He is Shriman right from the Garbha itself. And his forefathers, his parent, everyone is devotee of the Lord. But still, he was ruling his kingdom. He was not so serious about devotion service. He was not so urging to understand about the Lord. He was devotee. But when he heard there is some distress is coming to him, then immediately he left his kingdom, went back to the Ganges, on the bank of Ganges. He sat down and he wanted to hear the most important thing, a person who is about to die. So if you see in Bhagavatam, it is very nicely explained by his own words. Parikshit Maharaja himself, he says, Aho adya vayam brahman satsye vyakshatra bandhavaha kripaya atiti rupena bhaved bistirtha kritaha api me bhagavan pritaha krishna pandu sutta priyaha patirsvasya priti artam tadgotrasya bandhavaha. Parikshit Maharaj, he heard the curse and then he came back. He went back to Ganges, on the bank of the Ganges. He sat down And he was thinking himself very low. He was thinking, my God, what I have done, how sinful I am, how low I am, how uncivilized I am, because I have done such a sinful activity for such a rishi. So he was thinking in this way, and suddenly he saw Shukadeva Goswami is coming. So when he saw Shukadeva Goswami, he became very happy. Then he said, Abhime Bhagavan Pritaha. He said, now I can see the Lord's mercy. I can understand this is Lord's arrangement, because if it is sinful activity, then I will be suffering. But I can see it is not a sinful activity, it is Lord's arrangement. He has put me in this distress so that I can get your connection. I can get the satsang of Shukadeva Goswami, and I have this privilege to hear Bhagavatam at the end of my life. So the same thing we can see from Arjuna also. When he had this problem, then immediately he surrendered to Krishna. And he started asking what is good for him. So even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Chaturvida bhajante vam jana sukritino Arjuna arto jignasu artarthi jnane cha marjarshapa. 4 kinds of people they approach me. In that he says the first one is artaha. Artaha means one who is distressed, one who is suffering. So those who are suffering, they naturally come to Lord. Otherwise, if we are very materially situated, then we will not have this serious inclination to go towards the Lord. Bhoga Ishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Apavrta Chetasam Vivasatmika Buddhir Samanam Navidhiyate. You will see all this thing in 2nd chapter itself. So Krishna says, when you are engaged in Bhoga and Aishwarya, when you are too much enjoyment, when you are in too much enjoyment, or when you are into Aishwarya Bhava, means getting and storing and collecting so much of wealth, then you won't have the serious inclination towards spiritual life. So Krishna has to give you some push, some distress, some problem. Then we will have this remembrance of Lord. Oh Krishna, please help me. So through distress, we all come to Krishna, like Parikshit Maharaj, like Arjuna. We all, like when I have started this online course, many people join. When we give the same Bhagavad Gita classes, usually on the weekdays, nobody comes because everybody is busy outside. But when there was a lockdown, everyone came. When we were giving this overview, more than 200, 300 devotees they were attending. Why? Because of this distress outside. Because of that corona, people they join. So it is Arjuna's distress yoga, and for us it is corona yoga. Means because of corona, we came in connection with Lord. So that's why Acharyas, they have kept the name as Arjuna Visada Yoga. So this Bhagavad Gita starts with this explanation that those who are distressed, they should approach Lord and they should get help, they should get answers from Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is the only thing which gives us real answer for all our problems. So Bhagavad Gita starts with Dhritarashtra's query. Yesterday I was explaining you that in the Bhishma Parva, the war has started and it has happened for 10 days. Bhishma has fallen down. Though Sanjaya, he comes back to Dhritarashtra and informs that Bhishma has fallen down. So Dhritarashtra is so wonderstruck. He could not believe that Bhishma has fallen. So he wanted to know whatever happened in the war field. He wanted to know from the beginning. So he asked this question to Sanjaya. This is the first sloka of Bhagavad Gita. Dhritarashtra uvacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveda Yutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. So the Bhagavad Gita starts with a beautiful word called Dharma. The very first word of this Bhagavad Gita is very auspicious, Dharma. Like we have Atato Brahma Jignasa. Ata Shabda is also very auspicious. Start with A in Brahma Sutra. And also, if you see in Ramayana, we have Tapasvadhyaya Ratam, which starts with the word Tapa. And in Bhagavata, we have Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. So all the scriptures, they start with very auspicious word. So that's why it starts with Dharmakshetra. So before going into this first chapter, we will quickly go through Yamunacharya's Gita Sangraha. In that Gita Sangraha, he explains us the essence of this first chapter. Like I have told you, informed yesterday, this Yamunacharya, he gives a essence, one shloka for each chapter, which explains what is the subject matter of the chapter. It helps us to remember the flow and the essence of the chapter. So, as we were mentioning yesterday, the Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3 parts. It has first 6 part, middle 6 part, and last 6 part. It is Purva, Madhya, and Antima. So this Purva Shatka is first 6 chapter. So this first 6 chapter is dealing with Karma Yoga. Jnana Karmatmike Nishte Yoga Lakshe Sanskrite Atmanubhuti Siddhyarte Purva Shatkena Chodite. So in this first 6 chapter, what is mentioned is Susamskrite, sanctified Jnana Karmatmike Nishte, well sanctified karma. When the karma is done with knowledge, then it sanctifies that karma and it produces jnana and vairagya. So from the jnana and vairagya, what happens? Yoga lakshe. Then you attain that yoga. What is that yoga? Atmanubhuti. Atmanubhuti means self-realization. The realization of Atma. Atmanubhuti siddhyarte purva shantyena chodite. The first 6 chapter is dealing with the self-realization. The realization of Atma through karma, jnana, and karma along with buddhi. So when you do karma along with buddhi, then jnana develops. That jnana is matured into self-realization. So that self-realization is the goal, or which is well explained in the first 6 chapter. This is what Yamunacharya says. So when we go through the 6th chapter, you will understand this thing. And the first chapter, it deals with 3 things. He says, Asthana Sneha Karunya Dharma Diyakulam Partham Prapannam Uddishya Shastra Avataranam Kritam. This is the essence of first chapter. What is the essence of first chapter? Prapannam Uddishya, Partham Prapannam Uddishya. Partham means here Arjuna, the surrendered Arjuna. So Partham Prapannam Uddishya Shastra Avataranam Kritam. This Shastra has taken birth, has advented, has came down. Why? Because Arjuna has surrendered to hear this Shastra. Why he had to hear this Shastra? Why he has surrendered himself? Because he had 3 problems. To solve those 3 problems, he has surrendered himself to Krishna, and to solve these doubts, Krishna has educated him with the Shastra. What are those 3 problems? Asthana, Sneha, Karunya, Dharma Diyakulam. First problem, Asthana Karunya. Asthana Karunya means the mercy which is kept in a wrong place. Then Asthana Sneha. He had a very wrong notation about the relationship. He doesn't know who is real relative, who are the real relatives. He was thinking the wrong people as his own relatives. So Asthana means the place which we should not keep. Sthana means proper. Asthana means improper. So the improper position of mercy and the improper position of relationship, Asthana Sneha Karunya, Dharma Diyakulam, considering dharma as adharma and adharma as dharma. So this is the quality of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, people, they tend to see adharma as dharmic and dharmic activities as adharmic. So now you can see people, those who are doing very adharmic activities, they are praised, they are considered as heroes. But those who do dharmic activities, they are considered as useless. They are actually considered as adharmic. If you see people, those who are spiritually oriented and those who are working to give the spiritual knowledge, they say you are just parasite. You're just sucking the blood of society and you are not doing anything. You are all lazy people. So they see dharma as adharma. But those who are working for their own sense gratification, those who are so greedy, so envious, so after sense gratification, they say you are the best person. You are fit to be in this society. So they see adharma as dharma. So this is how the Kali Yuga works. So Arjuna had these 3 problems: having an improper place of his mercy, improper place of his relatives, and also improper consideration of dharma and adharma. So these are the 3 problems Arjuna had. To solve these 3 problems, Krishna has spoken this Bhagavad Gita. So this is how the Bhagavad Gita starts with the first chapter. So while going through this first chapter, Arjuna will give some more reasons why he doesn't want to fight. So while going through the chapter, we'll understand. So as I said, Bhagavad Gita starts with the very auspicious word called Dharmakshetra. Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra. So this Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra both are in our body itself. What is Dharmakshetra? What is Kurukshetra? Dharmakshetra means it is Pandavas, and Kurukshetra means Kauravas. Dharmakshetra, Dharma means Yudhishthira. So Kurukshetra means Kauravas. That is Kauravas. They are 100. So Pandavas, they are 5 in number, and Kauravas are 100 in number. So in our body itself, both Dharmakshetra is also there and Kurukshetra is also there. What is it? We have few good qualities, and we have so many or unlimited bad qualities. So these good qualities are considered as Pandavas, and all those bad qualities are considered as Kauravas. So there is always some struggle happening inside us. So many times these bad qualities, they take over these good qualities. So these good qualities, they are very weak, they are very small in number, so they cannot control these bad qualities. But when you take shelter of Krishna, when these good qualities, when they take shelter of Krishna, even if you have some good quality, say for example, you are punctual, or you have truthfulness, or you have little mercifulness, or you have little cleanliness. So when you engage all these good qualities in relationship with Krishna or for Krishna, then they get strength and they can kill all those bad qualities in us. So this is how the Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra explains us. We may have many bad qualities, doesn't matter. But if you take up to Krishna consciousness, if you take Krishna's help, if you take Krishna's support, if you take Krishna's protection, then Krishna will destroy all our bad qualities and he will establish all good qualities. Shranmadam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto Hi Abhadrani Vidunnoti Sugursatam Srimad Bhagavatam says. So Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre. And also it also shows us even the whole world is against you. If you are with Krishna, or if Krishna is with you, then you can win over. Doesn't matter. Don't think now everybody is against me. What I will do? I am alone. I cannot survive. I don't have strength. No, don't tell that. If Krishna is with you, then you can win over anything. If Krishna is not with you, whole world is with you. It's useless. So that's why Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveda Yutsavaha. Mamaka Pandavaschaiva, Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva. Here again, Mamaka refers to Kauravas. So here, Mamaka means mine, I and my. So this refers to Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So Kauravas, they represent Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva. Pandavas, Pandu means white in color. So white means Sattvaguna. So Pandavas, they represent Sattvaguna. Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva. So in our body, we have both this thing. We have these 3 qualities. Always there is struggle between Sattva, Raja and Tama. So we should take help from Krishna. We should try to kill this Rajoguna and Tamoguna and try to establish ourselves in Sattvaguna. Sattvam Sanjayate Jnanam. From Sattvaguna, Jnana develops, and from Jnana we can understand Krishna. So this is how the first shloka is explained. Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveda Yutsavaha, Mamaka Pandavaschaiva, Kima Kurvada Sanjaya. So here, Dhritarashtra, even though he is blind, he's blind from birth, but still he's saying, Mamakaha, my sons. See his attachment for this blind person. He has never seen his sons. He has never seen Duryodhana. He has never seen Dushasana. He has never seen Vikarna. He has never seen any one of his sons. But still, he has so much attachment. Just by hearing their names. He heard Duryodhana, the name he has heard. He has heard the name of Dushasana. He has heard the name of Vikarna. He has just heard the names. Just by hearing those names, he becomes so attached. That is called Dhritarashtra. Just like us. We are also like Dhritarashtra. Why? What is Dhritarashtra? Dhritarashtra means Dhrita means very well determined, and Rashtra means country. So one who is very well determined to stay in country, even though he may undergo so much suffering, he is well situated, he is well established to stay in the country. Similarly, this Atma, even though it is undergoing so much suffering in this body, still we are very well determined to stay in this body and to enjoy whatever sufferings we have. So we are called Dhritarashtras, and we have same kind of attachment. What attachment? We have never seen any happiness in this world. Where is happiness in this world? Kutra achicha shruti shukaha mrukatra krishna rupaha. Prahlad Maharaj says, where is that happiness? People are speaking about happiness, but where is that happiness? Kutra asi, where is it? Shruti shukaha, I have just heard that happiness. Mrukatra krishna rupaha, it is just like a mirage water. When you go there, there is no real happiness. But people, they speak about happiness. We have never seen happiness. Similarly, here, Dhritarashtra, he has heard about Duryodhana, but he has never seen Duryodhana. Even by hearing, he gets so much attachment. So similarly like us. So he is asking, Kima Kurvata Sanjaya, what happened, Sanjaya? Please tell me what happened. Means he was thinking it is Dharmakshetra. So because of Dharmakshetra, there may be some influence of the Kshetra on my sons. So whether they left the war or due to the influence of Dharmakshetra, whether Pandavas, they are more dharmic. So they become more dharmic and they left the war field, they went back to forest because it is very practical for them. They have already lived in the forest for 13 years. So it is very easy for them. Okay, why to fight? Let us leave this fight and go to the forest. So whether they got influence from Dharmakshetra, because usually Dharmakshetra influences dharmic people. So my sons, they don't have dharma even in their dream. So what is happening? Who is winning? What is happening? So I want to hear all these things. Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveda Yutsavaha, Mamakaf Pandavaschaiva, Kima Kurvata Sanjaya. So he just wanted to know whether my sons are gaining victory or not. This is the understanding of first shloka. So we'll go a little faster, shloka by shloka, so that we will know the connection. So our Sanjaya, he could understand the Dhritarashtra's motive. He wanted to know that whether my sons are winning or not. So for this question, he will answer in the end of this Bhagavad Gita. He is not going to answer now, but he is answering. Sanjaya Vacha, Drishtva Pandavanigam Vyudam Duryodhanastata Acharya Upasamgamya Raja Vachanam Abhravit. Sanjaya starts to speak. Now Sanjaya is going to speak for the rest of this chapter, most of the shlokas. He says, Drishtva, after seeing Drishtva Pandavanigam, after seeing the Pandavas army arranged very nicely, Vyudam Duryodhanastata, Duryodhana Acharya Upasangamya, he went back to his Guru Acharya, Dronacharya, Raja Vachanam Abhravit, the king spoke so many dialogues. So here Drishtva means after seeing, Duryodhana was little confident about his victory, but as soon as he saw the Pandavas army, just by seeing their army and how they were arranged very beautifully, he became very much fearful. That's why it's called Drishtva. It is said after seeing, he ran to his Guru. Why? Because it was arranged so nicely by Drishtadumna. Drishtva Pandavanigam Vyudam Duryodhanastala. Duryodhana. Here Duryodhana, what Duryodhana means? Duryodhana. Yodhana means one who fights for a wrong cause. Duru means wrong and Yodhana means one who fights. So one who fights for wrong cause is called Duryodhana. So we are all Duryodhanas. We all fight for wrong cause. We never do anything for good cause. We never do anything for bhakti. Every day we wake up, we struggle so hard, we run to the school, we cook, we go to office, we do all kinds of work. We struggle every day. For what? To maintain this body. Nothing for Lord, nothing for self-realization, nothing for even for the society, nothing for anything, just I and mine. So we are all like Duryodhanas, working or struggling or fighting for the wrong cause. So Duryodhana, after seeing Pandava Vyuha, if you see Mahabharata, the Vyuhas are very beautifully arranged. They arrange the army very nicely. So when he has not even seen the fight, just by seeing the arrangement itself, he could not believe, because they were in forest and he thought, okay, these 5 Pandavas will come and we can just kill them like a fig. But he could see the army very beautifully arranged by Drishtadumna. So in the Mahabharata, it is mentioned in the first day of war, the Pandavas, they arranged the army in a Vajra Vyuha. So Vajra Vyuha is very powerful Vyuha. When they saw this Vajra Vyuha, just by seeing that Vyuha itself, he became very fearful. So it said Raja Vachanam Abhravit. Raja, Sanjaya, he sarcastically calls Duryodhana as Raja, even though he is not a Raja. He just to give happiness to Dhritarashtra, he says, your son Raja is talking. He says, Vachanam Abhravit. He could say just Abhravit, Raja Abhravit. He could say Raja spoke, but he said Raja Vachanam Abhravit. Raja spoke dialogues. What does it mean, dialogues? Dialogues means no any use. They are just simply words, just like a motivational speakers. It has no any meaning. They just speak on so many things. So dialogues means already which is known. He is just blubbering. So there are different meanings acharyas they give. So this is how Sanjaya introduces Duryodhana. Pashyaitam Panduputrana Acharya Mahadim Chamum Yudham Dupadaputrena Tavashishyena Dhimata. Pashyaitam Panduputrana. He goes to Dronacharya. He says, oh Acharya, Pashyaitam, please see, please see. So when you start a sentence with verb, that means it shows your amazingness, it shows your fearfulness. Just like when you're walking on the road and you see a snake. Then immediately you say, oh, on the road, I found a snake. Please see the snake. No, you don't see. Snake, see the snake, see the snake. Immediately you will say, see that. So when you put a verb in the beginning of sentence, it shows your fearfulness. So he says, Pashyaitam, see this your son. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum. A Acharya, what kind of Acharya you are? Panduputra Acharya. You are very favorable, you are very partial towards Pandavas. I know. So please see what you have, what they have done. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum. Vyudham, see the Vyuda, see how they are nicely arranged. Drupada Putrena, who has done that? Drupada Putra. Drishtadyumna. He doesn't say Drishtadyumna, he says Drupada Putra. Why? Because Dronacharya and Drupada had previously enmity. So just to induce him, just to induce his anger, he says Drupada Putrena Tavashishyena Dhimata. He has done very nicely this arrangement. How? Tavashishyena, because he is your disciple. No. So your disciple means he will be naturally very brilliant. So he just reminds of the Drupada. He sarcastically says, you see, you have taught him everything. Drishtadyumna is a son of Drupada, and Drishtadyumna has taken birth to kill Dronacharya, because there is a huge story in Mahabharata. So Dronacharya and Drupada had an enmity, and Drona has taken revenge on Drupada. So to kill Dronacharya, Drupada had made a yajna and he got this Drishtadyumna. And Drishtadyumna comes to Dronacharya, he asks, can you teach me the weapon archery? He says, okay, I will teach you. That is a quality of Brahmana. Brahmana doesn't keep anything for himself. He just teaches, even though Dronacharya knows that the Drishtadyumna will kill him, but still he is teaching him because he is Brahmana. He doesn't hide anything. He is selfless. So now Duryodhana is saying, you see, you taught him everything. Now he is coming and fighting against you. This is intelligence, and you are not very intelligent. So please be intelligent, at least now. So this is how Duryodhana he speaks. So these are all called dialogues. It has no any meaning. It is just sarcastically, or just to induce someone, or just some useless motivational talk he is giving. But everybody knows. Why Dronacharya doesn't know that this army is arranged by Drishtadyumna and he is my disciple? He knows. But still, just to induce him, he is just giving some motivational talks. That's why Sanjaya said, Raja Vachanam Abhravit. Atra Sura Maheshvasa Bhima Arjuna Samayudhi Yudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharataha Drishtaketuschekitanaha Kasirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bhojasta Saibhyascha Narapungavaha Vidamanyuscha Vikranta Uttama Ujascha Viryavan Saubhadro Dhaupadeyascha Sarva Eva Maharataha. So now Duryodhana, he is describing the Pandavas army. He is naming them. He is naming 19 warriors. He speaks about Arjuna, Bhima, Yudhana, Virata, Drupada, Drishtaketu, Chekitana, Kasiraja, Purujit, Kuntiboja, Saibhya, Yudamanyu, Uttamauja, Saubhya, that is Saubhadra, that is Abhimanyu, and Draupadi's 5 sons. Draupadi's 5 sons are Prativindhya, Shutasayana, Shutakirti, Satanika, Shutakarma. So all these warriors, they are called Maharataha. And then he says Cha. Cha means there are some more also. So he has explained almost all the main warriors in the Pandava army. So he says they are all Maharata, they are called Viryavans, they are Narapungavas, they are Vikrantas. So Acharyas, they give beautiful description who are Maharathas, who are Viryavans, who are Narapungavas, who are Vikrantaha. They give very good description. I don't want to go on into the details. So, having explained the Pandava army, then Dronacharya, he sees what happened to him, why he's coming and explaining all these things to me. I know this Pandava's army, I know all these people. Why is again explained to me? So Dronacharya is looking, why you don't have confidence on your army? Then Duryodhana says, no, I will explain about my army also, because I also have very great people. Then he starts to explain his army just to cover up his fear. Asmagam tu vishishtaye tan nibodha dvijottama nayaka mama sainyasya sanyartam tan bravimite bhavan bhishmascha karnascha kripascha samidinjayaha ashvattama vikarnascha saumadhastastatayiva cha अन्ये च भगवः सूरा मदर्ते त्यक्त जीविताः नाना शस्त्र प्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्ध विशारदाः. So now here he is explaining about his army. If you notice, in the Pandavas army, he at least mentioned 19 names, and he says Anye cha, there are some more also who are ready to fight for Pandavas. But while mentioning his army, he just spoke about only 7 warriors. He did not mention much. He says, Asmagam tu vishishtaye. These people who are I'm going to mention, they are very special. Asmagam tu vishishtaye. They are very specialists. They are very special among us. In comparison with our enemies, they are not special. But among us, they are very great. But if you compare with Pandavas, they are nothing. So that's why he says, Asmakam tu vishishtaye tanni bodha. Just for your information, Dvijottama, hey Brahmanottama. Hey Brahmanottama means you are good for teaching, but you are not good for fighting. So he calls himself as Brahmanottama. You may be very good in teaching archery, but you are not fit to fight. But anyway, you are leading our army. So there is where is the hope for our victory? So as soon as Duryodhana he saw the Pandavas army, he could understand that we are lost, we are gone, we are doomed. He has no any faith on the victory. So now, just to cover up his fear, he's speaking so many things, but by his sentence, by his words itself, we can understand he is fearful and he has lost his faith. So he says, Asmakam tu vishishtaye tanni bodha dvijottama sanyartam. Just for your information, Nayakaha, he says, Nayaka means they are all heroes. They are not so-called heroes. They are not Maharathas, they are not Viryavans, they are not Narapungavaha. They are just as Nayakas. They are good for showing off. What heroes they do? Heroes they show off. They are not real heroes. So similarly, our people, they are heroes just for namesake, but they are not actual heroes. Samyartam tan bhavimite. I will explain you, my people. Who are all my people? Bhavan, yourself. First he is mentioning Dronacharya. Bhavan, Bhishmascha. He speaks about Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwattama, Vikarna, Bhurishrava, Anyecha. There are some more. Some more means we have Jayatrada, we have Kritavarma, we have Salya, etc. people. So while mentioning opposite, he was explaining 19 names. While explaining about his army, he just mentioned about 7 names. Why? Because he has no any hope. He was mentioning different names and he could analyze, okay, when you say Dronacharya is having compassionate for Pandavas, he won't kill. Okay, next one, Bhishma. Bhishma already has taken a vow that he will not kill Pandavas. Okay, who is next? Karna. Karna, he will not take weapons until Bhishma is there. And he has some inclination also. And he has a curse from Parashurama. So he is also not fit to kill anyone. Kripacharya, we don't see Kripacharya much fighting in Mahabharata war. So he is also not possible. Ashwattama is very weaker than Arjuna. And we have Vikarna. Vikarna is actually speaking. He has some partiality towards Pandava. When Draupadi was disrobed, everybody was silent except Vikarna. Vikarna stood up and he shouted to Duryodhana, now you tell the answer. Why you are doing like this? Is not good. So Vikarna spoke on the behalf of Pandavas. So Vikarna, that's why he could understand that Vikarna has some kind of partiality towards Pandavas, so there is no use of Vikarna also. In the war, what happened in the 13th day, Vikarna comes to fight with Bhima. Bhima, he saw Vikarna and he said, Vikarna, please step aside. I don't want to kill you because you have a very good relationship with us. I don't want to kill you. Vikarna says, anyway, I have to die. It's your vow that you have to kill all 100 Kauravas. So he's the third Kaurava. After Dushasana, Vikarna is third one. So you kill me and you bury me, you burn me. I want to get this. So Vikarna is such a good person and he is also useless. And Bhurishrava is also having some kind of curse from Shiva. So all these people he was thinking, Duryodhana was thinking, and he could understand all these people are useless for fighting. So what's the use of mentioning all those names? They're all useful, they're all useless. Ashwattama Vikarnascha Samadinta Tananjaya Anyecha Bhavat Suraha. There are other suras are there. Madarte Tekta Jivitaha. For my sake, they have already died. Here he wanted to say, for my sake, they're all ready to leave their life. They're all ready to sacrifice their life. But instead of saying like that, he has already said they're all dead. At least if somebody is dying for Krishna in the Pandava side, he will get moksha. What the use of dying for Duryodhana? But he says, Asmakam, Anyeja Bhagavat Sura, Madarte Tekta Jivitaha. For my sake, they're ready to die. Nana Shastra Praharanaha, Sarve Yuddha Visharataha. So in this way, he's explaining that my Sainya is also very powerful. Then he says, Aparyaptam tadasmakam bhalam bhishma virakshitam paryaptam tidametejam bhalam bhima virakshitam. He says, Aparyaptam tadasmakam. There are two different way of looking at this shloka, Aparyaptam and Paryaptam. As soon as he saw the army of Pandavas, he says, it is Paryaptam. It is very limited. Why? It is protected by Bhima. And Aparyaptam means his Sainya, that is Kauravas, it is immeasurable. It is unlimited. Because Kaurava, they had Akshogini, 11 Akshogini. And Pandavas, they have 7 Akshogini. So totally 18 Akshogini are there. So 1 Akshogini means it is around 218,000 warriors. So Kauravas, they had around like 25 lakh warriors they had. And Pandavas, they had hardly 15 lakh warriors. So seeing this, he is just encouraging our Sainya is Aparyaptam, is unlimited because it is protected by Bhishma, and the opposite side, that is Pandavas, their army is very much limited because it is protected by Bhima. This is the external meaning. But actual meaning is Aparyaptam. He says, even though I have 11 Akshogini Sainya, that is 25 lakh soldiers, it is not enough. But I see Pandavas, even though they have 15 lakh soldiers, it looks so complete. It looks Paryaptam. It looks completely enough. It looks completely sufficient. This is the quality of Duryodhana. He's greedy. He's all the time greedy. Even though he is the king of Hastinapura, he has everything, but still he was greedy after Indraprastha. This is what Vidura was telling. All the time he was telling to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra, you see, there is nothing like Pandavas and Kauravas. Everybody is Kaurava. So don't separate yourself from your cousin's children. 5 plus 100, 105. If you have 105 children, nobody can stand in front of you. You become so powerful. So always be together. But he did not listen. And Duryodhana also doesn't want that. He always greedy. He was always looking for the other person. I want that. Even though he has so much thing, but still he is not satisfied. So he says, Aparyaptam. Whatever we have, it is Aparyaptam. It is insufficient for victory because it is protected by Bhishma. On the opposite side, I see that it is Paryaptam. It is sufficient for victory. Why? It is protected by Bhima. Why he is saying that? Because Bhishma has so many preconceptions, or he has so many different ideas that I will not kill this, I will not do that, I will not do this. Even though Bhishma is very heavy or very great in Parakrama, and Bhima is very great in Veera. He is very valiant. But still, if you see lion and elephant, lion has more power and elephant is more stronger. So lion can easily defeat elephant. But what happened here, Bhishma, even though he has power, but he has some concerns that I will not kill like this, I will not do war like this, I will not do. He has so many preconceptions, but Bhima has no any preconceptions. He can just go on killing anyone. So that's why he says our army is protected by Bhishma and there is no chance for victory, but their army is protected by Bhima. They have all chance of victory. And why our army is not full and the opposite army is full? Because in the opposite army, the full person is sitting. The complete person is sitting. Who is that? Krishna is sitting. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. He is Purna, he is complete. So whenever we have Krishna, that is Purna. If there is no Krishna, then our life is it's not Purna, it is Apurna. It is insufficient, it is incomplete. That's why Bhagavata says, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jata Shastram Japastapaha Apranasya Dehasya Mandalam Lokaranjan. What is the use of beautifully decorated body if there is no soul? Some people they decorate dead bodies, but without soul, what is the use of decorating a dead body? So similarly, our life becomes like a decoration for a dead body if you don't have Krishna in our life. When you have Krishna in your life, then our life becomes complete, becomes Purna. Even though you don't have anything, but if you have Krishna, our life is complete. But if you have everything without Krishna, then it is aparyaptam, it is not complete. So this is what Arjuna is trying to tell in a different way. So when Duryodhana was speaking like this kind of word, Bhishma, he was looking at him. Ayaneshu sarveshu yata bhagam avastitaha Bhishma meva abhirakshantu bhavantas sarva eva hi tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vriddha pitamaha simhanadam vinadyo chai shankam dhatmo pratapavan. When Duryodhana was go on talking like this, various kinds of dialogue, he said one thing, one pinching thing for Bhishma. He said, Ayaneshu sarveshu yata bhagam avastitaha. Please all of you stay in your position and try to protect Bhishma Deva, because Bhishma Deva is our Pitamaha, is very old, so we should all protect Bhishma Deva. You see, Bhishma Deva is so powerful, he can finish whole Mahabharata, or he can finish whole Kurukshetra in one day. He has so much power, and he has taken the position of commander-in-chief for Kauravas. So who has to protect whom? Commander-in-chief, the Sainyadipati has to protect the Sainya. Not that Sainya is protecting the Sainyadipati, but he is speaking in a different way. So now Bhishma is looking at this Sainya and he is thinking all these rats are going to protect a lion like Bhishma. So Bhishma is just like a lion, and who is going to protect lion? All these rats like soldiers are going to protect me. So Bhishma was frustrated, and he could see the Duryodhana's motivation, ill motivation, why he is talking like this. So just to bring happiness in Duryodhana's mind, or in happy mood, because Bhishma Deva, he knows after this fight, I'm going to leave this body, I'm going to attain Krishna. So with happiness, that's why it is a Tasya Sanjanayan Harsham. With happiness, Kuru Vriddha Pitamaha Simhanadam Vinadyo Jai Shankam Dhatma Pratapavan. He made this sound of blowing the conch. So why he made this sound? To give happiness, out of happiness, to give happiness to Duryodhana, to make him stop his the speech. Because if you don't blow the conch, he will go on talking like this. So to stop his nonsense talk, he just blow the conch. And also he wanted to show that I'm not a person who speaks like you. I'm a person who shows my action by means of my word, not by my mouth. So I will show my Veera by means of fight, not like you, who is very expert in talking. So just to show that he blow his conch. And when you blow your conch, it means to show to Duryodhana there is no chance of victory for you. So victory is with the Lord, so there is no chance for your victory. To show that he blow his conch. And there is another reason, that whenever you start puja, we blow the conch. So here Bhishma Deva is going to start his puja. Bhishma Deva thinks this is not my karma, this is Lord's war, and I'm just a pujari here, and I'm going to worship Lord here. with my arrows, and whatever comes, the result, I am ready to accept it. So as a pujari, before going to start his puja, he blows his conch. So now Bhishma Deva is going to start his puja. So he blows his conch. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kurvirta pitamaha simhanada vinadyochaihi shankam dhatma pradapavan tatas shankascha bhairyascha panavanaka gomukaha sahasaibhyabhyahanta shasabdastumalo bhavat. And then again, all the warriors, they start to blow their shanka, bhairi, panavanaka, gomukha, all those different kinds of sound they started to make. Shashabdastumalo bhavat. That sound was tumultuous, it was touching the sky. And then 14th shloka. Tatashvetai hayai rukter mahati sandane stito madavah pandavaschaiva divyo shanka pradatmatuhu. This is like a dhyana shloka for Bhagavad Gita. Whenever you think of Bhagavad Gita, this scene comes in your picture. What is it? Tatashvetai hayai rukter mahati sandane stito madavah pandavaschaiva. You can see Krishna is sitting on the chariot holding the reins of the horses. The horses are white, 4 white horses, and Arjuna is in the behind. So whenever you close your eyes and you think of Bhagavad Gita, this picture comes in your mind. That's why even in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Leela, we can see a Brahmana in Srirangam. He was not able to read Bhagavad Gita. He doesn't know how to read Bhagavad Gita, but still he was having this Bhagavad Gita, trying to read something, and he was crying also. So Mahaprabhu asked, why are you crying when you are reading Bhagavad Gita? He said, I don't know how to read, but whenever I read this shloka, my tears, I cannot stop my tears. Why? Because in this shloka it is said that Krishna has become a chariot driver for his devotee. Whenever I think of this quality of Krishna, my Lord, who can do it like this? Other gods, they can give us a boon, but nobody will become our servant. But here, Lord, just for his devotee, he has taken up such a position of a charioteer. Who can do this? So when I think of Lord's mercy, I cry. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you are the person who has understood the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So this shloka, which speaks about the essence of Bhagavad, or the dhyana of Bhagavad Gita, how Krishna and Arjuna is seated down. Tatashvete hayirukter mahati sandane stito. They sat on a very beautiful chariot. The chariot was presented by Agnidev when there was a Kandava Dahana in Mahabharata. So Arjuna satisfied Agnideva and Varuna. So in return, they gave a gift. Arjuna received this beautiful chariot called Kapidvaja, or yeah, he got this Nandigosha chariot from Agnideva, and he got his Gandiva from Varuna Deva. So this is how he got this chariot. So in the chariot, the Madhava and Pandava. Madhava means here Lord Krishna, and Pandava means Arjuna. They also started to blow their Divyo Shanko, their divine conches. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjayaha Paundram Dhatmo Mahashankam Bhima Karma Vrgodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakula Sahadevascha Shugosho Mani Pushpakau Kasyascha Parameshvasha Shikanti Cha Maharataha Drishtadumno Viratascha Satyakischa Parajitaha Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvesha Prithivipade Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankandutmo Pratak Sagoshto Dashtarashtrana Hridayani Vyadharayat Navascha Prithivimchaiva Tumulo Bhyanadayan. Krishna blew his Panchajanya and Arjuna blew his Devadatta. Then Bhima, Vrikodaraha, who does very voracious activities, he blows Poundra, Ananta Vijaya by Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira means one who is well situated in Yuddha. Yuddhe Sthira Buddhi is called Yudhishthira. So Yudhishthira blew his Ananta Vijaya, and Sugosha by Nakula, and Manipushpaka by Sahadeva, and Kashi Raja, Shikanti, they all blow their conches. So here Sanjaya calls Dhritarashtra as Prithivipate. You are Lord of the earth. You could have stopped this war, but now it is too late. Already they are fighting now. Already fight has started. So he says, then all the different warriors, they started to blow their conch. And what happened? Sagosho Dashtarashtrana, when they heard this sound from the Pandavas, what happened? Hridayani Vyadharayat, their heart got shaken, their hearts got shattered by the tumultuous sound made by Pandavas. When Kauravas were making sound, it was not like heart piercing. But when Pandavas were making sound, it pierced the heart of Kauravas. It showed them there is no way for your victory. So this is how the fight has started. So fight is about to start. They have blown their conches. Just everyone is ready to shoot their arrows. In that time, in that very short amount of time, we have Bhagavad Gita. Just try to see how Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Bhagavad Gita was not spoken in any ashram, in Rishikesha, in Himalaya, where everything is very peaceful and everybody is sitting very peacefully and eating some sattvaguna food and listening very peacefully. No, Bhagavad Gita was spoken in the midst of warfare. And who is talking this Bhagavad Gita? Not sannyasa, not paramahamsa. It is spoken by Krishna to Arjuna. They are all kshatriyas, they are all grahasthas. So the Bhagavad Gita was spoken right in the middle of warfare between kshatriyas, and this kind of talks only Krishna can give. Even when we are giving lecture, if we see some small disturbance, we cannot even talk properly. We will lose the flow. But only Krishna can do like this kind of aghatita ghatana samarthya, means the impossible thing possible. For only Krishna this is possible. He can make impossible things possible. That's why Ramanuja Acharya says aghatita ghatana samarthya. Aghatita means it is impossible, but ghatita, he can do it. So he brought this very beautiful shastra called Bhagavad Gita in the warfare. So the 20th shloka, in the 20th shloka, Bhagavad Gita starts. That's why the shloka starts with Ata Shabda. In 20th shloka, you can see it starts with Ata. Ata vyavasitan drishtva dhartarashtranta vidvajaha pravritte shastra sampate dhanurudyama pandavaha rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipate. So Ata vyavasitan drishtva, after seeing the enemy's field, kapidvajaha, one who has the flag of Hanuman. Why he got the Hanuman's flag? It's another, again, a different story from Mahabharata. So he has the flag of Hanuman. He's ready to fight. In that time, Dhanurudyama Pandava, he has taken his Gandiva to fight. So during that time, Rishikesham Tada Vakyam Idam Maha Mahipate, the Arjuna spoke the following words. Arjuna Vacha Senayor Vayor Madhye Radam Stapayame Chuda Yavaneta Niriksheham Yodhyakaman Avastitan Kairmaya Sahayodavyam Asmin Rana Samudhame Yotsamana Naveksheham Yayeta Atra Samagataha Tartarashtasya Dhurbuddher Yuddhe Priyachikirishavaha. So when everybody is about to start to fight, Arjuna said the following words to Achyuta, to Lord Krishna. So what is Achyuta? Achyuta means one who never falls down from his position. Even though Krishna has taken birth in this world, Avajananti Mamuda, Manusham Tanumashrutam, Parambha Vajanantaha, Mahabhuta Maheshwaram. Even though Krishna comes down to this world, he is not like us. Ajobichan Nambhyatma, Bhutanam Ishwarobichan. So Ityadi Shlokas explain Krishna is not like our birth. He comes by his own icha, by his own will, on his sweet will. So, who never falls down, even though he has taken a position of a chariot driver, but still he is controlling Arjuna. He is controlling whole world. He is controlling everyone in that war field also. So he may look like he is inactive, but he is active. He is very much active. Only he is active. They're all just instruments. He is only using us as an instrument. So that's why he's called Achyuta, one who never falls down from his position. And Achyuta, because he never lets the devotee's word also to fall down. If devotee has given a vow, then Lord makes sure that it will happen. That's why he's called Achyuta. He never let his devotee to fall down. Mitra bhavena sampraptam natyateyam kajanjana. Rama says, if somebody comes to me as a mitra, as a friend, not even as a devotee, if somebody comes to me to make a friendship, I will never leave him. Sakrideva prabannaya tavasmiti ajate avayam sarvabhutebhyaha dadami etat pratam mama. If somebody comes and tells me that Rama, I belong to you, if somebody surrenders at least one time to me, even not complete surrender, just for word's sake, he says, Rama, I belong to you. So I take that person as surrendered soul and I help him, I protect him from all kinds of miseries. So that's why Krishna says, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. So he never lets his devotee fall down. That's why he's called Achyuta. So Arjuna is saying, Senayor Bhayor Madhye Ratam Stapayame Achyuta. Hey Krishna, what are you doing? Are you real chariot driver? You don't know what is real chariot driver. I'm not a eunuch to stand behind the army. Take me in the midst of the army. I have so much courage. I want to see who has come here to fight. That is Kshatriya power. He doesn't want to stay behind the army. He wants to stay in front of army. He wants to give protection. He wants to give encouragement, inspiration for all the army. So he says, take me in front of the army. I want to see. So this is how Bhagavad Gita starts. This is where our material life starts. So here Arjuna is asking Krishna to take in front of in the middle of the army. He says, Kair Maya Sahayodavyam Asmin Ranasamdame. I want to see Nirekshayam. I want to see whomever has assembled. I want to see with whom I have to fight. I want to see what kind of fight it is. I want to see whether they are equal to my capability or not. So here Arjuna is saying, my fight, I want to see. I want to see. So this is when then Krishna is saying, oh, your fight, you want to see. You are going to fight. Okay, I will take you. Then Sanjaya Vacha, Eva Mukto Rishikesho Gudakeshena Bharata Senayor Upayor Madhye Stapayitva Radhottamam. Rishikesha means one who controls the senses. Krishna is smiling and he's saying, okay, you want to see? Okay, anyway, I'm Rishikesha. I'm going to confuse you now. Now you are speaking so many Veera Vachanas, but soon you will sit down. You will be overwhelmed with grief and miseries. You will lose taste in fighting. Now you can speak so many Veera Vachana, but I am the ultimate person who is controlling everything. So he says, Rishikesha. Even though you may be Gudakesha, you may have overcome the ignorant, but I am Rishikesha. I am still in control of everyone, in the control of all the senses. So I am going to confuse him. Why? Because if Arjuna is not confused, then we won't get Bhagavad Gita. So just by confusing Arjuna, Krishna is going to bring back this Shastra called Bhagavad Gita. That's why it is said, Eva Mukto Rishikesha Gudakeshana Bharata Senayor Upayor Madhye. Krishna draw the chariot and he kept the chariot in midst of the two armies. Then it says, Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham Chamahikshitan Uvacha Partha Pashyaitan Samavedan Kuruniti. Krishna is showing. That is also a dharma of chariot driver. A chariot driver, he has to do parichaya. He has to introduce the enemies. So Krishna is coming in the midst of the army and he is showing to Arjuna, hey Arjuna, see that. See who is there. See Bhishma is there. See that Drona is there. See that your Kauravas, your relatives, all are there. See all those Drohis, all those Aparadhis are there. So Krishna is showing them. And how he is showing them? Not by hands, because in both hands Krishna has two different things. In one hand he has reins, in one hand he has stick. So how he is showing them? He is showing them by eyes. Krishna can talk with eyes. So Krishna is showing to Arjuna, hey Arjuna, see that fellow Bhishma is there. See that fellow Drona is there. See that fellow, all those people are there. So just by looking at them, Bhishma Deva in his prayer, he gives a very beautiful prarthana. He said, Sapati Sakevacho Nishamya Madhye Nichaparayor Bhalayor Ratam Niveshya Sitavati Parasain Sainika Yurakshana Pritavati Partha Sake Ratir Mamastu. He says that Krishna, when he was introducing our army to you, he just took all our lifespan. Krishna, just by his look, by his eyesight, he just killed everyone in the Kaurava side. He doesn't have to even fight. Just by looking at them, he took away all their lifespan. So that's what Bhishma Deva says. So I want to see that kind of Krishna when I'm going to die. When he's in the beautiful prayers of Bhishma Rajastava, we can hear this. So Lord was very angry. He was showing, see that Bhishma, see that Drona, they're all aparadhis because they were all against devotees. So Krishna will never forgive any aparadhis. Those who are doing offense to devotees, he will never forgive. Now Arjuna sees the army and he had different way of looking at it. Till now, he was very confident to fight. He had so much eagerness to fight. He has come to fight and he was ready to shoot the arrow. But when he saw all of those people, he did not see them as an enemy. Rather, he see them as in a different way. Then it is said, Tasya pashyastita tatra pasyastitan partha pitrunnatta pitamahan acharyan matulan bratan putran pautran sakim stata swasuran surdhaschaiva senayorubhayorapi tam samiksha च कौन्तेय सर्वान् बन्धूनवस्थितान् कृपया परयो विष्टविषीदन्तम् idam abhravit. Krishna is showing Arjuna, hey Arjuna, see those enemies. But Arjuna did not see them as enemy. He could see there the Pitran, the elderly people like Bhurishrava, the Pitamaha, like grandfather like Bhishma, Somadatta, Acharyas like Drona, Kripa, Matulas, uncles like Sakuni, Salya. He could see Bratras like brothers of Kauravas. He could see Putra like Duryodhana's son like Lakshmana. He could Sakis, Saki means friends like Ashwatthama, Jayadratha. He could see Sugrut means well-wishers like Kritavarma, Bhagadatta. He could see all these relatives. He could not see them like an enemy. That is the vision of devotee. Devotee, he doesn't see anyone as his enemy. For devotees, there are no enemies. Adveshta sarva bhutana maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukka kshugakshami santushta satatam yogi yadatma dridhanishchayah mayarpita mano bhaktir yomad bhakta samapriya. Krishna says the first quality of a devotee is adveshta sarva bhutana. He doesn't see enmity with anyone. So Arjuna could not see them as an enemy. He could see them as relatives. Then Arjuna says, I don't see enemies. I see only my relatives are here. How can I fight with all of them? Now his mind is getting confused. It is said here, Sarvan Bandhu Namastitan. My God, all my relatives are here. Why they are here? There is no any marriage party here. When you have marriage, all your relatives, they assemble and you have very happy time. But now all the relatives are here waiting, keeping weapons in their hand. We don't know who is going to go back to their home with full life. We will all going to die here, and they are very eagerly waiting to die. What kind of war, what kind of situation is this? He could not understand. He was confused. That's why it said, Kripaya Paraya Vishtaha. Kripaya Paraya Vishta means he was possessed by Kripa. He was possessed by mercy. Arjuna did not have this mercy. He was not this much merciful. He was not showing this much mercy when there was a fight for Draupadi Swayambhara. When Draupadi was having Swayambhara, then the war took place. Then Arjuna could single-handedly defeat Drona, Bhishma, Karna, Duryodhana. All these people, they came and they fought with Arjuna. He could fight them and he could send them back. There was no mercy during that time. And when Jayadratha, he was mischieving, he was dealing very badly with Draupadi. Then there was a fight again. So many Kauravas, they came to fight, and Pandavas, they all fought very courageously, and they made them to run. And there was no mercy during that time. And during Virata Parva, all the Kauravas, they came to fight, and Arjuna could defeat everyone single-handedly. And there was no mercy during that time. But here, Kripaya Paraya Vishtaha, he was possessed by mercy. Like a person is possessed by ghost. Ghost is an unwanted thing, unwanted element. Similarly, for Arjuna, this mercy is unwanted mercy. So he is possessed by this unwanted mercy. That's why it's called Kripaya Paraya Vishta Vishidantam Idam Abhravit. After seeing this, he started to speak like this. Arjuna Vascha Drishtavemam Swajanam Krishna Yutsam Samapastitam Sidanti Mama Ghatrani Mukam Cha Parishushati Vepatuscha Sarire Me Roma Harshascha Jayate Gandivam Shramchate Hastat Pakchaiva Paritakhyate Nashashaknoami Avastatum Brahmati Vachame Manaha Nimittani Cha Pashyami Viparitani Keshava Nachashreyo Nupashyami Hatva Swajanamahave Nakangshe Vijayam Krishna Nacharrajani Sukani Cha. He says, Drishtavemam Swajanam Krishna. Hey Krishna, I don't see enemies here. They're all Swajana, they're all my relatives, my people. So this is the mistake, first mistake of Arjuna. He considered this as my people. That's why Yamunacharya said, Asthana Sneha. Asthana Sneha means considering this body relationship as eternal. These are all my people. So he considers Swajane Krishna. But they don't see you like Swajanas. Yes, they don't see, but I see them. I see them like my own relatives. What he says, Yutsum Saupach, they are all here, they are all waiting. Yutsum means they are all eagerly waiting to fight. Because of this fight, so many women are going to lose their husband, so many children are going to lose their father, so many sisters are going to lose their brother, so many family is going to lose their head, so many people are going to lose their king. So what kind of fight is this? Yutsum Saupach, they are all eagerly waiting to fight. When I see them, Sidanti Mama Ghatrani, my limbs are shaking. Mukam cha parishushati, my throat is getting dried up, my mouth is getting dried up. And he says, Vepatuscha harire me, my hairs are standing on end. Roma harshascha jayade, Gandivam shamshate hascha. From my hand, Gandiva is slipping down. And Taktaiva paridakhyate, my whole body is burning. So many of us, we have this kind of same feeling when we are in material trouble, material fear, material anxiety. All these symptoms happen. So Arjuna is just showing our symptom. So just to make sure that we represent Arjuna, and when we have this problem, we should surrender to Krishna, and Krishna can only give us real solution. So he says, I cannot fix myself. I tried myself to fix my mind, but my mind is going wild. Brahmitiva me brahmi vita che manaha nimittani cha pashyami viparitani cha Keshava. I see only opposite result, Keshava. I don't see any good result in this war. I don't see any good result. This is the second mistake. He says, I see the result. You are not the person who is going to see the result. You are just meant to do your duty, and Krishna is the person who is going to speak about our result. Nacha shreyo pashyami atva swajana mahave nakangshe vijayam Krishna nacha rajya sukani cha. What is a good thing? What is a benefit that we are going to derive by killing all our people? Because by killing them, we will all go to Naraka. What is the use of killing them? I don't see any good. I don't see any good thing by killing them. But in Parashara Samhita, Parashara Smriti, it is said that there are two ways to die. One thing by yogic process, and second thing in the battlefield. If somebody dies in battlefield, he attains the same place as yogi is attaining. So it is good actually, Arjuna. If you fight, if you kill all of them, they will attain very highest position. So you kill them. It is actually you are actually doing good. But he says, no, I don't see good. I don't see it is good. Who are you to see good? We don't judge. Krishna is the ultimate judge. We just do our duty. We cannot say, I'm not hungry, so I don't want to cook. It is not that whether you are hungry or not, you should do your duty. So Arjuna is saying, I'm not hungry, I don't feel it is good, I don't see any good in this, so I don't want to fight. We are always looking for our own self-interest, but we don't see Krishna's interest. Nate svidu swartagatim hi Vishnu durasayaya bahirarthamaninaha. Prahlad Maharaj says, people, they don't know what is real interest. They don't see they don't see what is Krishna's interest. They always want to see their own interest. That's why Arjuna says, I don't want to fight. I don't see any good thing in this. Then he goes on speaking, Kim no rajyena govinda kim bhoge jivitena va esha martak kangshitam no rajyam bhokani sukani cha taime avastita yuddhe pranam stetva dhanani cha acharya pitara putra stataiva cha pitamaha matula swashara putra syala sambandhinastata eta nahantumichami gnatopi madhusudana. He says, Krishna, Kim no Rajyena Govinda. Krishna says, oh Arjuna, if you fight, at least you will get Rajya. What's the use of Rajya, Govinda? I don't want Rajya. If you don't get Rajya, how are you going to enjoy? Then he says, Kim Bhoge, what's the use of enjoying? If you cannot enjoy, even you cannot live. Jivitena, what's the use of living also? I don't want to even live. Yesha Marte Kangshitam Noho Rajyam Bhokam Sukanicha. I don't want Rajya, I don't want Sukha, I don't want to even live by killing all my relatives. Why? Because they're all my relatives, they're all Acharya, Pitara. Again and again he's saying, they're all my Acharyas, my Pitras, my Putras, my father, my son, my relative, my uncle. He's just all the time saying my, and I, mine. This is the basic of our material samsara existence. So Bhagavad Gita starts with here. It's not Bhagavad Gita. So if you see Bhagavad Gita, it has root in the first chapter itself. First chapter is very important. When you understand this Arjuna's small mistake, he started to see as I and mine. Then whole samsara, whole fight starts. All the problem, all the confusion comes from here. So he says, what is the use of gaining victory? I cannot show anything because we are gaining this victory, we are gaining this country, we are gaining all this wealth to show to our people. If our people are dead, if our relatives are dead, to whom I'm going to show all this victory and with whom I'm going to share all this victory? I don't want to kill all of them. So in this way, Arjuna is giving again another example. He says, Papame Shravaye Tasman Advaitanatatayinaha Tasman Narabhayam Hantum Dhartarashtan Sabhandavan Swajanam Hikatam Hatva Sukinashyama Madhava. He says, Krishna, how can I kill this? Even though they are Atatayinas. Krishna says, okay, you're not killing your relatives, they are all Atatayinas. They are all sinful people. Sinful people should be killed. There is no any sin in killing Atatayinas. Atatayina means there are 6 kind of people are called Atatayinas. Aggressive. Anyone can kill them. Agnido Gharatas Shastrapanair Dhanapaha Kshetradara Paharacha Sadete Atatayinaha Atatayinam Ayantam Hanyet Eva Avicharayan Ma Hatyadayini Bhade Dosho Hantur Bhavati Kaschana. Manusmriti says these 6 kind of people are called Atatayinas, and anyone can kill these Atatayinas without Abhichara, without Vichara. You can just kill them. So who are they? One who sets fire, one who keeps poison, one who steals your wealth, one who disrespect your wife, one who has come with a weapon to attack you, one who has taken your land. So all these 6 kind of people can be killed, and all these 6 Lakshana is very much matching with Duryodhana. So he should be killed. There is no any papa in killing this Atatayana. But Arjuna is saying, Krishna, this Atatayana, this kind of stuff, it is from Artha Shastra, but Dharma Shastra is more better than Artha Shastra. So Dharma Shastra, they teach us Mahimsa Sarva Bhutani, Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha. So Arjuna is saying, Krishna, Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha. We should be peaceful. We should be non-violent. That is highest dharma. So whatever you are speaking is Artha Shastra, but Artha Shastra is below. Dharma Shastra is more. So I'm trying to follow Dharma Shastra. According to Dharma Shastra, killing is very bad. I will get sin. This is third argument, that by killing, I will get sinful reaction. So I don't want to fight here. Then he says, then Krishna is saying, okay, you are saying they are relatives, but they don't see you like a relative. They are all here to fight for their own greed. Then Arjuna says, let them fight for their greed. Let them be greedy. But why we should be greedy? Let us be good. Because usually people, they say, when somebody is bad, we ask, why are you doing like this? Why are you doing bad activity? Then they say, who is not doing bad activity? Everybody is bad. So why not me also? So people usually, they say like that. But here Arjuna is saying, let them be greedy. I can be a good person. We can be a good person. Why I should do all this? Because if I kill everyone, then our kula, then our whole family gets destroyed. Then he gives different analogy. Then he gives different reasons. And he says, Kulakshaya pranashyanti kula dharma sanatanaha dharme nashta kulam krishna adharmo bhivavatutaha. When I kill the family members, then what happens? Kula dharma, the tradition which is followed in the family for time immemorial, sanatanaha, they're all very valuable dharmas will be lost. Then what happens? Adharma takes place. When dharma is gone, adharma takes place. Then what happened? Adharmo abhivavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha stristu dushta suvarshneya jayate varna sankaraha shankara onarakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro khyesham dubta pindodaka kriyaha dosharyete kulagnanam varna shankara karakaihi utsante jadi dharma kula dharma cha sashvataha utsanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana naraka niyatam vaso bhavati iti anushushrama. This is the last argument. He says, when I kill all the elderly people in the family, then dharma is destroyed. And dharma is destroyed, adharma takes place, and adharma is taking place, then the women will be unprotected. Then when women are unprotected, then so many unwanted man will come and indulge with women, because there is no enough protection for the women. So women are naturally, they are very soft and they are very weak. They should be protected. When there is no protection, then unwanted population takes place. Varna Shankara happens. When there is a Varna Shankara, then whole family goes to hell. So one who has become the reason for killing that family tradition, he will eternally dwell in the hell. This is what I heard from Shastra. So why we should do all this thing, Krishna? Then what happened? Then family tradition will go. All the samskaras will start. He just states one samskara, that is pinda, that is dharpana samskara. So he just gives one example, but all the samskaras in the family will be ruined. So whole family tradition will lose. Then everyone will be in the hell, whole society will be in the hell, and we will be the main reason to do this. So when you do this, then what is more? Aho batamaha papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukalobhena hantum swajana buddhyata. He says, Aho batamahat papam, alas, what kind of papa are we are trying to do here? Kartum vyavasita vayam, we also, Krishna, even we are also doing like this, Papa. Yet Rajya Sukha Lobhena, just for this Sukha and Rajya, we are ready to do this kind of such a grave sinful activities. Hantum Swajana Maha, that also by killing our Swajana, it is not good, Krishna. Yadima Pratikaram Ashastram Shastrapanaya Dhartarashtarana Hantus Tanme Kshemataram Bhavet. Arjuna concludes, Krishna, I have made this very sinful kind of feeling that I have come to this war field and I am ready to kill them. What kind of person I am? What kind of feeling is this? What kind of thought process is this? This thought process itself is very sinful. I did not even fight with them. Arjuna did not even fight, and he did not even kill. But he's thinking, he's so dharmic, he's thinking that even the process of thinking, even the thought of thinking of killing our family members itself is very sinful. So for this sin, I want to do a prayaschitta. For every sin, we should do prayaschitta. Prayaschitta means we should repent. Whatever we have done, the sinful activities, we should repent at least. That is the real quality of a gentleman. So Arjuna, being a proper gentleman, he is thinking, I have made this wrong thought. I have this wrong thought process of killing my relatives. So just for this wrong thought, I want to do a prayaschitta. What is that prayaschitta? He says, Ashastram Shastrapanayaha Apratikaram te. Let them come and kill me. I will not even try to defend myself. I will be Ashastrapani. I will not take weapons. I will not defend myself. Let them come and kill me. That is prayaschitta for my sinful thought. You can see how Arjuna is thinking. He's thinking even that sinful thought process, it's very bad, and he wanted to make prayaschitta. Not like us. We do so many sinful activities left and right, but we never repent. But Arjuna, as a great devotee of the Lord, he has this compassion, he has this dharmic kind of thought process. So he's thinking, just for this sinful thought process, I want to do prayaschitta. And what that prayaschitta? He says, Kshemataram bhavet. That is best kshema. What is kshema? To be killed by them. When I am without weapon, when I am without protection, let them come and kill me. That is the prayaschitta for my sinful process. So when he said that, Dhritarashtra was very happy, because this is what Dhritarashtra wanted, but Krishna won't be happy. So again, next word comes, Sanjaya Vacha, Eva Muktva Arjuna Sanke Ratopasta Upavishat, Visrujya Shasharam Chapam Shoka Sambhigna Manasaha. Having spoken those words, Arjuna has given up his bow and arrow with full of sorrow and overwhelmed with grief. Arjuna sat down on the chariot itself. So this is how we end with the first chapter of this Bhagavad Gita. So I will just stop here. If you have any questions or comments from today's class, you can ask. Okay, does anybody have any questions? guess today we spoke many subject matter. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, I had one question that why is it always mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita and certain other texts also? Whenever Krishna speaks, we call it Bhagavan Uvacha. Why is it never mentioned as Krishna Uvacha?
Because his Krishna is Bhagavan, so just to distinguish from others, Vyasadeva purposefully mentioned Bhagavan Uvacha whenever Krishna speaks, just to show the respect, just to show to people that he is Bhagavan.
Okay. And the other question was, Dronacharya and Kripacharya were both Brahmanas. So
Yes.
why did they step out of their Varnashrama dharma and come to fight a war?
That is the beginning of Kali Yuga, Varna Shankara. Because even though they have taken up the quality of a Brahmana, they were trying to fight. This shows the Kali Yuga has begun, because in Kali Yuga, people be doing different duties and their duties are mixed up. Like Vidura, even though he has taken birth in the family of Shudra, but he was showing up the quality of Brahmana. And Yudhishthira, even though he was he's Kshatriya, but he was behaving like a Brahmana. So even in the Mahabharata time itself, you can see there is some changes in the quality of the people. This shows the Kali Yuga has started. In Kali Yuga, people will be like this. They will not have their own natural ability, nature kind of occupation. People will be mixed up.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Vrinda Sundari Devidasi.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Prabhuji, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. And I don't have any questions. I just want to say thank you to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. And we have Ravinder Mohan Sharma.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have a question regarding Arjuna's. You were saying earlier on there were 3 occasions where he was giving without mercy. He was battling his enemies. Especially he was single-handedly able to defeat the Kauravas in the 13th year at Virat Kingdom, when he was Brihanala, and then he became Arjuna. But as Brihanala, he single-handedly defeated the Kauravas. So in 3 occasions, he was showing no mercy. So I just wanted to be very clear. Was he on his own emotions and mental state confused, or did Krishna himself bring him to this state of confusion on the first day of the Mahabharata war?
Yeah, when we were discussing, I said, the word is mentioned Rishikesha. Rishikesha means one who is controlling the senses. So even though he's Gudakesha, he's out of ignorance. He has clear vision, but still Krishna is Rishikesha. He could control, he could confuse, so that he can bring Bhagavad Gita. Even now, Krishna can just remove the ignorance of Arjuna just like that, but he doesn't want to do that. Why? Because we need to hear Bhagavad Gita. So to bring Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has put Arjuna in the situation, like he has put Parikshit Maharaj in the situation. He could stay without water for 7 days. He could stay without food for 7 days. He cannot stay without water for some time in the Shamiki Rishi Ashram. He could stay. But during that time, he purposefully gave that Rajoguna and Tamoguna. He just induced him to do that sinful activity so that Bhagavata will appear. So, and then we see Parikshit Maharaj, he could stay for 7 days without water. So this is Krishna's arrangement. Whenever we see some problems, we should understand when the outcome is Krishna conscious, it is not a problem. It is actually Krishna's arrangement. When we see some miseries are happening, then we can say it is our sinful activity. But devotees, they take in a different way. Whenever they have a problem, they increase their spiritual life, they increase their sadhana. So this is actually helping them. This is actually Krishna's mercy. Yeah. Anita Ramaya. I think this answers your question, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please explain a little bit. Prabhuji, during the class, we were saying about Arjuna got the chariot from Agni Deva. So is there any pastime related to this, or is it mentioned in any scriptures?
Yeah, I said no. There is a Kandava Dahana war happened. What happened? Durvasa, he was doing an yajna for Agni. He was 12 years continuously pouring ghee, 12 years full of ghee. So Agni drank so much ghee, he don't know how to digest it. So he went to Brahma, asked how to digest. So he says, go to Kandavana, it has many Ayurvedic plants. So you just eat that plant, you will get sick, you will get cured from your sick. So he wanted to eat that Kandavana. But Indra had some friendship with that Kandavana. So they were helping him to stop. Again, Krishna, he took help from Krishna. Agni took help from Krishna and Arjuna. So they helped him, and Agni presented this chariot to Arjuna, like that.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, and then we have D Kalpagam. D Kalpagam. No?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I have two questions for you.
Mhm.
Please tell me the name of the book that Yamuna Charya has written, and then
Gita Sangraha. Gita.
Okay, Gita Shankraha.
Gitartha Sangraha.
Okay, and then you said Bhagavad Gita is divided into three parts: Purva, Madhya, and the third part is what?
Antima Shadda.
Anti. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. And then the chariot is given by whom?
Agni Deva.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
It's called Nandi Gosha or Kapidwaja. The chariot name is called Nandi Gosha or Kapidwaja.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Song for Soul.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you Prabhuji for this wonderful class. And my question is that why Krishna chose to Arjuna for Bhagavad Gita? Why not other Pandavas? They are also devotee of Krishna. Why only Arjuna Krishna chose?
Some things we cannot decide. Some things only we can ask Krishna. Why you have chosen him? Because Krishna is Swarat. He has his own plan to show whatever he wants. Even though Bhima is also very dear, is considered as Mukhya Prana in Madhva Sampradaya, but still he has shown. Krishna also says, Bhakte Sive Saka Cheti Rahasyam Ete Uttamam. Ultimately, there are some plans which we cannot understand. Some things we should just hear as a story. Something we should try to see the philosophy. So this is like a story part. Krishna has chosen Arjuna. We don't know why he has chosen, but we have to just accept the teachings what he has given to Arjuna. There are some things like that. We cannot know what is Krishna's plan. Then we have Karthikeyan. I think that answers your question.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam to you. I have this question, Prabhu. This Ekalaiva is also a best arrow shooter. So when Dronacharya takes his thumb finger for accepting as his shishya, and then he says immediately he sends him to Magadha, and later on when Arjuna asks why he was he was treated like that, he is saying no, it was meant for a purpose. So what was the why he behaved like that?
So Ekalavya, it's a Mahabharata. Again, we have many other reasons. When we are discussing Mahabharata, we discussed it's a big philosophy. But as I remember, one thing that he betrayed. Actually, he was not sincere to learn. When Guru said you don't do this, he did that. So just to save him from going to hell, that not hearing Guru's word, he just saved him. And also Dronacharya, he knows when Ekalavya gets this archery, then he will fight against Pandavas. And when there is a Dharma Yuddha, then there will be a problem. So it is unnecessary for him to give this weapon. We don't give weapons for everyone. Even though child may have very good access to weapon and he knows how to cut, but still it is child. We should not give weapon to a child. We should give to a proper person who can use it properly. So that's why Vedic civilization, it works like that. It doesn't give everything to everyone. It gives to people, those who can use it properly, and those who have the purpose Not like today, everyone can get everything and then no one does nothing, and then there's a mess in whole society. Everyone does everything. Then, according to, as I said, according to the nature of the person, the knowledge is given. So even when Karna, he came to his guru, he cheated and he also got cursed. So the whole purpose is to bring us to the understanding that we should follow. That is the whole understanding. We should come under the discipline of Shastra. When you understand, when you come understand the discipline of Shastra, then you will be saved, not by any other process, not by your own endeavor. We cannot save ourselves. The Shastras are help us to guide us. This is just a small explanation. I can elaborate on this during some other class whenever we have time.
Okay, bro. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. We have last question, Chintamani Sahani.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam.
Pranam.
Prabhuji, my question is quite complex, and I'm not sure how to put it across. The first thing is, who is the controller of this Kali Yuga, and what is the way forward we should live our life? We have so many religions, and we have already fighting. There are many countries, and it's just 5,000 years gone, and we're still trying to establish this Gita and all those things. I really don't know how things are going to progress the rest of the years. Why it is not properly established? If it is a yuga, it has to be someone has to control it, give it nicely to live a life. But it's just 5,000 years, so many conflicts, so many religion, and we are trying to learn this and that. I really don't know what to say for that.
So all this contradictory, all these problems, everything will just vanish in 1 second if we can just understand the soul. Like Prabhupada has explained many times, even in Bhagavata, it is explained, when a person is dreaming, he sees all kinds of conflicts, he sees all kinds of problems, but as soon as he wakes up, then all the problem just goes immediately. Similarly, when we understand, when we can realize the soul, then no problem will touch us. That is the ultimate solution, to realize soul, to understand God. And how to do that is a problem. In other yugas, we have a very good system, but in Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to follow a system, to bring people to follow all those things. But Kalor Devasani Rajan Asti Eko Mahan Gunaha Kirtanat Eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Praje. Even though it is a Kali Yuga, it is full of bad qualities, but there is one good quality, that is Nama Sankirtana. If we can take this Nama Sankirtana, we will be saved, and by our power, by our purity, we can save many people. So charity starts from home. We just start doing Nama Sankirtana very sincerely. We can feel the difference. We can feel the protection of the Lord. With this protection, like Prabhupada, how he has saved whole world, just one soul. Now still he is saving many millions of people by his Nama Sankirtana, by his potency, by his spiritual potency. Similarly, if we can develop our spiritual potency, we can also get protected, and we can also save whole world. That is the whole process. But it needs association. That's why we have this kind of Satsanga programs. So by this association, slowly it takes place. Kali Yuga is like that. We cannot stop rain. We can hold our umbrella like that. Is it okay? Okay. What were the other warriors doing when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita? Do we know in how much time Gita was spoken? Okay, there's some question coming here. When other warriors, they were just waiting, they're just looking what they are talking. You know, they're already, we are ready to fight, and the conch was blown, and now they're talking something in the middle of the war field. So they were just wondering what is happening. So they were all watching. And how much time Bhagavad Gita was spoken? Maybe half an hour or 45 minutes. Arjuna could understand everything, not like us. Hare Krishna Prabhu, my request is, can you extend the timings of class with still more detailed information? Yeah, we can extend our class, but not in this overview session. After this overview session, we are planning for detailed session. That means every day one shloka. So when we go through every day one shloka, like we are doing now in Tamil Bhagavad Gita, for Tamil we are doing in Tamil language. Every day we have one shloka, just one shloka for half an hour. So half an hour is enough to detail, to explain that shloka very detailedly with all the Acharya's commentaries. So soon we'll start them in English also after this overview session. Hare Krishna Prabhu, when Arjuna finally pointed out that there is no point in winning the entire kingdom when there are no relatives to enjoy and celebrate, what he was explicitly self-centered. Here he was self-centered. He was saying, if I am winning my war and I come back to home and there is no one to share, to take selfie. You see, I have won over anyone, so come again, let us take selfie. Nobody will be there. So with whom I will do my to celebrate my winning party? There is no one. So Arjuna was thinking in the self-centered way, like we do. We should always think about Krishna's pleasure, not our interest. We should always think whether Krishna will be happy, whether this is good for Krishna's happiness. We should never see our interest, because we are ignorant. We don't see what is good for us. We should always be connected with Krishna's interest. That is called Krishna consciousness. So if we have our own interest, then we are in trouble. That's the whole theme of Bhagavad Gita, to bring us to the interest with Krishna, to coincide our interest with Krishna's interest. That's the whole point of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so I will just stop here, and tomorrow we'll go for second chapter. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.